Hi, welcome guys. This video is the second part of the continuation of the first part of the video. So in the first part we have generally covered is how to visualize the UI, and in the second part we will be coding that UI, same UI that we have seen in the draw.io diagram. Okay, so here we will code the write the code for the widgets that we will be using in the widget tree, and at the end we will see how the widgets look like. So welcome guys to the second part of the video where we will be coding the uh, UI, the UI which we have seen in the first part. Okay, so this is the UI we have seen. Okay, so now now we will try to code this UI from top to bottom. Okay, so we will go from top to bottom. So first we will create with each of this UI in a section. Okay, so let's start with the first part, that is image. Okay, so this is my already I have opened the project. Okay, so this is the first default project which is a default template which is provided by Flutter. So just clean it up and let's start from the scratch. Okay, so I have to remove this. Let's remove this first. So I have to completely remove this, and floating also button also I don't need for now. Okay, so just remove this, and as we have seen, we have to first take the column. Okay, we have to first take the column. So you can see here, if you can just hover this your mouse pointer over here, you can see every property that you can give to column. Okay, so column, as I have said, is a container which accepts the number of any number of widgets as its children. Okay, so it's kind of container. So for column you have the default properties children, so it accepts the array. You can see it accepts the array. Now what we can do is we have to take, this is the parent container. Now we have to create the children one by one. Okay, so first we have seen is first we have to create image. Okay, so we will go with image. Okay, so this is image. Okay, so right, so for image you have a little bit different. So I also want you to give attention to this very important file known as YAML file. Okay, this is very important file. So every configuration you provide to your Flutter app goes through YAML file, and it's a very case sensitive file. You can see here pubspec.yaml. So this is the file which contains all the configuration from your application that will be provided at a runtime or compile time. Okay, so here you can see, if you can see the top of this file, here you can see name of the application. Okay, I just move it here, name of the application, then description, then publish to. So this is one version. So I'm just going through. We will also make a new video on how this is work. So this is the configuration file. If anyone is coming from React Native to Flutter, they can correlate this with package.json file, or from web project also they can correlate with package.json file if they are coming from Node.js or something on JavaScript. So this is a configuration file. One very important thing which I repeat is this is very case sensitive file. You cannot alter this structure anywhere. You cannot write SDK here. Okay, this alternately affects your application. Your application will not run. Okay, so very important thing is this is every alignment is means separated into two spaces, by two spaces. You can see one space, two space. So every time you add any attribute or property, you have to just think that this child attribute will be separated by two spaces inside. Okay, so don't go ahead with the space bar. Never apply space bar, just press tab. Okay, tab will automatically jump to two spaces in ML. Okay, so just you have to consider this. So this is if I go through this pubspec.yaml file, this is dependencies list. So this is default behavior. So this is a Flutter SDK development dependencies. These dependencies which you have mentioned are the libraries which your application is built on. So this is nothing a fancy, nothing a new kind of file. This is just a configuration file. This accepts all the libraries on which your app is built on. Okay, so these are already divided into categories: dependencies, development dependencies. Okay, so this is a Flutter. So our app will be mostly impacted by this. Okay, we'll explore or go deep into this Flutter this YAML file into some another video. But for today, if I want to image or add any asset, okay, just I am repeating, any asset if you want to add or supply to your Flutter project, then you have to make the changes in YAML file, and then only you can see your changes or assets being loaded into your Flutter app. Okay, so now for the first, like, we have to add this. Okay, path of file. Okay, so this path of file, image file, you can say path of image file. Okay, you have to supply it. First you have to tell your Flutter project that I will be creating this particular folder inside my application projects, and then from this folder you have to supply the path of the image file, okay, to your Flutter project. So this can be done through pubspec.yaml file. Okay, so let's see how we can add this image as a asset to our Flutter project. Okay, so first you have to create it. You have to create one. Now let's create assets folder inside the root. So just remember, we have to create this folder at the root of this project. Okay, so you can see the in the root assets is there. Now we are creating another folder, images, and now we will place our image file inside this folder. So I have just exploring it in the finder and then copy pasting it inside this folder. So this is the image file that we're going to use it. Now after this step, we have to connect, we have to mark this as a asset in YAML file. Okay, so you have to show, you have to uncomment this part, or you can directly type it. But remember, this these are all separated by two tabs. Okay, so just remember, whenever you are adding this file, just remember you have to add every entry at the distance of two tabs or two spaces each. Not two tabs but two spaces. So one tab contains two spaces. So now our image is our image is, you can see our image is viewable. So you can add any folder, it's not mandatory to add images only, but make sure that whatever folder you are adding at the assets, in the assets folder, you have to mark here in the same way. Okay, and if you have multiple folders in multiple image file inside folder in the images, then you don't need to add all the image files one by one, copy paste here. Okay, so you can mark it as images slash, and it will pick every file inside the images icon. Okay, okay, so at the right side you can see it is still not able to find it out. Okay, now the second part, you have to, for sake of simplicity, you can run this pub file again. Okay, so that if any configuration is misconfigured, then it will come configured easily. Okay, now we have to replace this path of image file with the path that we have supplied in the YAML file. Okay, this applies to every asset, be it fonts or images or icon files, anything. Okay, so you have to just take care of what folder you are, what path you are specifying here. It will automatically pick the file from YAML. Just have to restart. See, now our image file is visible. So image.asset is being used. Why we are using image.asset? Because we have put this image in the locally in the project file. Okay, so it is considered an asset. You can also use the network URL to display the image directly from web URL. Okay, so there are multiple constructors or multiple constants are there. So asset is generally used to load the local file, you can say. And on hovering on each of these widgets, you can see the attributes, what attribute it supports. On every widget you can see what attributes they are supporting. Now again, let's go back to our UI screen. Okay, so here now we have you can see like how this UIs were registered. Okay, so now we will move back to the second element, how they are aligned. So now we will design this like name of the location, and name and location, where this location is situated. So in the second part, we will be covering the second element, that is the name and title of the lake, and the rating, the bookmarks, how many people have favorited or bookmarked that particular location. Okay, so just quickly jump back to this. So this is one horizontal one. Okay, so for the horizontal, what we will have to take is we have to go with the row one. Okay, now you can see inside the children, inside one column parent, we can again take the horizontal layout. Okay, so for that we are taking row. Now row is anyway having the same properties. Okay, it is also a container which accepts multiple children. Okay, now we have added children. Okay, so our outer sheet is, outer pane is ready. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to create this element. Now row is ready. Okay, and now if we want to divide it horizontally, this is divided into two parts. One is the title and the second is this one. Okay, this 41 and the star one. Okay, so first we will create this one. So you can see this lake, name of the lake and the location of the lake is a vertical alignment. When we covered in the first part, it's a vertical alignment. Okay, so inside the row we can again take the column. Okay, so just see the beauty of the flutter, how much nesting of the children is there. So how you can basically divide your UIs. Okay, the thing which I have talked in video first. Okay, now you can see the parent is column, now the again the child is row, then again in the child again we are taking one column as a parent. Okay, now again we have taken column. Okay, now again it accepts the children. So here basically we will add two things. One is text. Okay, text which accepts the string. So what we have to display, let's say we have to display name of the lake, dull lake. Okay, so here we can also add styling. So this fluency will come to you automatically once you start developing in Flutter. So right now I am developing, so I know which attributes you have to write. Okay, so you can see the Flutter basic, our VS Code also providing us the hint. So you can see dull lake automatically got populated. So we have to add the text style here. So by adding the style we can see we have to font weight, we can apply font weight dot bold. Okay, so you can see dull lake is populated here, this side. At the right side you can see in the simulator it is automatic populating. So this is one children. Okay, now again we have to add second children. Okay, on saving it, auto format. Okay, so this is the linter which will always tells you what is the best practices you have to follow. Okay, the things which are not going to change you have to just put it inside const. Okay, if you assign directly const to parent, then no need to add to child. Okay, so now our code looks much cleaner. Okay, so don't worry about what was the warning. So this is just a linter warning. It will run through your code and check on the static analysis that what things which you can improve on the coding part. Okay, so here we are mostly concerning about what will the structure of our code. Okay, so this is one text we have already created. Now again we can copy paste this same thing. Okay, now here we have to name the location. Okay, so it can be name of location Srinagar. Okay, Srinagar, India. And here we have to change this styling. We don't want to add this bold. Here you can add font size or something, 21. Sorry, 21. And we don't want to name this 21 here. Let's say assign this font 21. It is looking very smaller. Okay, dull lake. And here I can say font, let's give color so that our attribute get covered. Colors dot gray to apply the gray. Let's assign weight. Okay, so here you can see it is now our second UI also gets covered. Okay, so this is, you can see inside one outer row there is column. Okay, so this widget is covered, but again we have to see, we have to add the star icon. Okay, icon and the text. So we will not add inside this as a children, we will add our children inside our row. Okay, so here after the column ends, here you can see where the column ends, we have to again add one row. So by default it is row. so we can directly add our children. Like we have to add icon. Okay, let's see if icons dot star is available. Okay, star is there, and let's give color to that. Red color we have to get. I think I have closed something. Icons dot star, we have to come inside and color. So colors dot, let's give it colors dot red for now. Okay, so this is aligned, okay, at the right side. Let's, and now I have to format the code. So, and one more thing, what we wanted is the number of people who have bookmarked this. Okay, so again we can, for bookmark we have just add here, and let's say 100. Okay, it's 100. Now you can see in the screen, in the this draft, this area is something which is occupying this 41 is at the end. So okay, so we can just modify that UI little bit. Okay, so for this row we have to apply one property. Okay, so for this children, let's say here I have to press option and enter, and here you can directly, as a shortcut, you can assign, add the widgets at the top of that. Okay, so let's say I have to assign one expanded widgets. We will cover the expanded widget later, but let's say for now, so expanded widget, what it applies is it forces the children to occupy the available space. Okay, so you can see it forces the children, like here on the star icon we can also add some constants, like we can add some spacing. Okay, so we can add one, let's say, what are the options we have? Rev with center, column and container, rev with padding. Okay, so after adding the padding, by default from the all edges we are giving 8 padding, so it uh, shifted from the extreme right. Okay, so this is our second part. Okay, hi, so in the third part we will be covering the third row, that is this one. Okay, so this call, route and share buttons. Okay, so from this UI you can see this is the horizontal alignment. So at the parent it will be row, and then inside column there is two elements, that is icon button and the call. So at the outer side it will be row, and the inside for every action we have a column row. Okay, so just we will be switching to how to write this code. Okay, so as we know, outer side will be row. Okay, because the elements are aligned in the horizontal direction. Okay, so let's create it row here, add children here. Okay, now inside children we know there are three elements, two elements. For every element there is two common action, like one is the icon and another is the text. Okay, so let's first add the icon. Okay, so first one is icons dot, let's say what will be the available one. First one is call, so call is there. Okay, call is there, and so we cannot directly add this, we have to add one column. Why? Because we have two child elements that is aligned vertically. Okay, so we cannot take, we have to take column inside every row. Okay, let's add const here so that it can improve the performance also. Okay, so for call it's there, and now in the column at the end we have text. Okay, so let's add text here. Oh sorry, in the column we have to add again children. Okay, so icons dot call. Okay, and text is there. Okay, that is, what was the text there? Call, route and share. Okay, so we add call here. Okay, so in the same way we can duplicate this. we can duplicate this column 3 times, matlab 2 more times. Okay, we have the don't for this video we will not be covering how we can do this, avoid these repetitions. Okay, let's jump there, call route and share. Okay, so let's, so 3 times UI will be there, you can see here, call, then call route and share. Let's change the icons also. What can be there? Route, navigations, let me, okay, now perfect. And for share we have share icon. Okay, share, this is this default widgets which are provided by Flutter. We haven't included any third-party widget here. Okay, so now our UI is clear, but you can see from this UI, this horizontal alignment, it is taking very, I mean, evenly spaced. They are not shifted the right side. Okay, left side or horizontal side. So these are shifted on the they are differentiated with evenly spaced. Okay, so what we can add is we can add more spacing there. First let's beautify the UI a little bit. Okay, first add text styles. First let's add a container here, or we can directly give this alignment to row only. For now we don't want to make this video too much long. So the thing which we have seen there, main axis alignment. So on the horizontal direction, how we want to split the child elements. Okay, so you can see main axis dot center, and let's see how everything is behaving. Okay, main axis center, if we select center. Okay, so we don't want this behavior, so what we want to do is space evenly. Okay, so it spreads it out, so it assigns, so it divides the child elements into evenly space. Okay, right now for focusing we don't want to add anything. Okay, for another UI, another widget that we can consider is SizedBox. Okay, it's nothing but a horizontal area. Okay, let's assign height of 40. Okay, so it's nothing but a margin, or margin you can say. So here we have assigned one size box, so our one more widget is covered here, right? Icon we have covered, and column we have covered, row we have covered, image we have covered. Okay, now let's, so one basic thing which I have forgot to introduce in the first part, because I don't want to confuse you with that, like where is from scaffold and Appbar comes. Okay, so this scaffold is a kind of, you can say, kind of ecosystem which provides you with every basic control that you have in mobile applications, like application bar, the top area which you can see the application bar, the title bar. Here I can change the title also. Okay, so everything, you have to remove this, we don't not need this for now. Okay, so this is the basic widget, so I don't want to focus more on that part. That is why I have directly started with the basic widgets. Okay, so this app bar is nothing but this Flutter demo homepage is there, so that is the app bar control. Okay, so let's move on to our video. So this is our third element gets completed. Okay, okay, so let's move on to the our last element, that is element number 4, that is the uh, description of the location. Okay, element 4. Okay, so here we can directly take for now text, we supply this text. Okay, okay, it's not taking spaces. Okay, we can add style, our styles here, style inside text style constructor, font size font style, let's say italic we keep, you can see the difference. Okay, now font size, if you want to give 16, if you want to give, make it little bigger. Okay, or 14, 15 you can say. I don't think it is looking good, so let's remove the styling. Normal. Okay, so and add const here to avoid these linting issues. Okay, so this is how, and let's add some spacing from there. So for adding spacing, we can add our size box that we have copied. Okay, saved it, so it is. And also we want to add some padding. Okay, so by adding this option, we can add this one, wrap with padding. You have to remove this. Okay, by adding padding, it's aligned properly, so now it's looking little bit clear. So now add the spacing also at the top of this, our element second. Add here, let's add little bit less, 20 or 10. Okay, let's reduce this because this took too much space. Okay, so now this is the complete UI. We still lack many UI things, means many UI beautification as we compared with this video, but the objective behind this is to how to visualize and how to create the video, create the UI in Flutter. We are not running behind the font styling and everything. Okay, so this is how a simple UI can be created if you properly determine or properly visualize this diversification, or how the alignment of the uh, elements of the childs can be there, then you can create any complex UI. Okay, so this is the ultimate objective of this video. I hope you like the video. So hi guys, I hope you like the both the part of the video. So as you have seen, like I have made it in split the video in two parts because the video was the original video was very long, so I have to split it into two videos, because you know the motivation behind this channel is how as a beginner when you start learning Flutter, then how your mindset or how your thinking should be. So for advanced users or advanced developers, there may be the main concepts out there, but for beginners it will help you out. So please subscribe or like the video or comment whatever you like regarding the feedback of the video, what I can improve. So I'm welcome to open your suggestions. I hope the UI widget concept is now clear, and we will be looking forward to more UI widgets related concepts like stateless widget and stateful widgets in Flutter in the next video. So let's meet in the next video.